The world is constantly going through changes. Look at some important events that have changed the world and affected the lives of many people in modern times.
The unification of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. King Abdul Aziz, a gifted leader, was responsible for the legendary event that marked the beginning of modern Saudi Arabia. In 1902, he regained Riyadh, beat the city garrison, took the Mazmak fortress, and established his headquarters in the city. He expanded Saudi Arabia to include all of the Hijaz, Makkah, and Medina, and united all the tribes. On September 23, 1932, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia was officially established as an independent country, with Arabic as the national language and the Holy Quran as its constitution. King Abdul Aziz initiated the building of infrastructure and set Saudi Arabia on the road to modernization.
The United Arab Emirates, UAE. The Federation of the United Arab Emirates, known as UAE, consists of 7 sheikdoms: Abu Dhabi, Ajman, Dubai, Fujairah, Ras Al Khaimah, Sharjah, and Al Quwain. The city of Abu Dhabi in Abu Dhabi is the capital. UAE was officially established in 1971. It came after the discovery of enormous oil reserves in Abu Dhabi in 1958. The UAE dirham, a single national currency, was launched in 1973. The oil revenues, as well as income from other commercial activities, have been used to develop a thriving economy and social infrastructure. Abu Dhabi now hosts its own Grand Prix at Yas Marina Circuit, and Dubai is home to the tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa.
The space race. The Russians launched the world's first artificial satellite, Sputnik 1, on October 4, 1957. Next, Sputnik 2 went up into space on November 3rd. The Americans won the race to land on the moon more than 10 years later, with Apollo 11 on July 20, 1969. This is one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind, said astronaut Neil Armstrong, the first person to walk on the moon. Prince Sultan bin Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud flew on STS-51G Discovery in June 1985 as the representative of the Arab Satellite Communications Organization, Arabsat. He was the youngest person to fly on the space shuttle at the age of 28.
The Communications Revolution. The first communications satellite, called Telstar, was launched from Cape Canaveral on July 10, 1962. This marked the start of rapid transmission of TV signals over wide areas. What we take for granted today, satellite television, cellular telephones, wireless and high-speed internet connections, and so forth, were part of science fiction only 40 years ago. Teenagers today are the first real citizens of the digital world. Unlike their parents, they have grown up in a world in which electronic delivery of information and entertainment is natural and more accepted than conventional forms like the newspaper, tape, or film.
Global warming, poverty, security, fresh water, economy, endangered species, terrorism, pollution, diseases, unemployment, traffic, globalization, natural disasters, overpopulation.
When was the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia established?
It was officially established on September 23, 1932.
What has changed as a result of the discovery of oil reserves in the Emirates?
Revenue from the oil reserves has been used to develop a very successful economy and infrastructure.
When was the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia established?
It was officially established on September 23, 1932.
What has changed as a result of the discovery of oil reserves in the Emirates?
Revenue from the oil reserves has been used to develop a very successful economy and infrastructure.
For centuries, people have made major changes in their lives. Many have moved to other countries in search of new lives. One of the great periods of immigration was between 1880 and 1920. At that time, 23 million immigrants arrived in the United States. Most of them came from poor towns and villages in southern and eastern Europe. They had one thing in common. They believed that in the United States, life was going to be better for them. It was the land of freedom and prosperity. Most of these immigrants were able to get just enough money to pay for the trip across the ocean by boat. Many arrived without any money to their names. Often the father of a family came first and found work. Then he sent for his wife and children. The trip across the ocean for poor immigrants was terrible. Men, women, and children stayed in crowded and smelly compartments deep down in the hold of the ship. They had no showers, and there were no dining rooms for them. They went up on deck to get food from huge pots. This was the price they had to pay to get to the New World. On their arrival in the United States, they saw the Statue of Liberty in New York Harbor. But they weren't free to enter America right away. When immigrants landed in New York, ferry boats took them to Ellis Island, where immigration officers questioned the new arrivals and doctors examined them. Those who failed the medical exam had to go back to their native countries. Sometimes, if a child was ill, the entire family had to return. Ellis Island became known as Heartbreak Island among immigrants.
My mother was born in Riyadh. Where did you grow up? Mona is going to college in Qasim. Have you ever visited Europe?
Tell me about yourself.
I was born here in Berlin, but my family is from Leipzig, in what was East Germany. They moved over to the West soon after the German reunification. How about you?
I'm from Dubai, but my grandparents were from Germany. In fact, they were from Berlin.
So I guess you still have family here.
I'm afraid we lost touch with our relatives.
And how long have you been here?
I've been here for almost 3 years. You see, I have a German passport because of my grandparents, so I can work legally in this country.
By the way, what do you do?
I'm a biologist. I do research in a lab for a pharmaceutical company.
Do you miss Dubai?
Quite a bit, but I've got a good job. I've made lots of friends. I fit in okay. I'm happy here.
Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030. All successful changes start with a vision. Successful visions are based on strong pillars. The first pillar of our vision is our status as the heart of the Arab and Islamic worlds. We recognize that Allah the Almighty has given to our country a gift more precious than oil. Saudi Arabia is the land of the two holy mosques, the most sacred sites on earth in the direction of the Kaaba, Qibla, to which more than 1 billion Muslims turn at prayer. We will expand and further develop our country to ensure that Muslims from around the world can visit the holy sites. The second pillar of our vision is our determination to become a center for global business. We will develop the economy to encourage investment from other countries and international businesses. The third pillar is transforming our unique geographical location into a global hub connecting 3 continents, Asia, Europe, and Africa. We will use our geographical position to improve trade and transport to and from our country. Although our country is rich in its natural resources, our real wealth lies in the ambition of our people and the potential of our younger generation. They are our nation's pride and the architects of our future. We will support young people in finding jobs and training. Our vision is built around 3 themes: a vibrant society, a thriving economy, and an ambitious nation. The first theme is vital to achieving the vision. We believe in the importance of a vibrant society. Members of this society live in accordance with the Islamic principle of moderation, are proud of their national identity and their ancient cultural heritage, enjoy a good life, are protected by caring families, and are supported by a social and healthcare system. The government is committed to supporting families and the education and well-being of their children. In the second theme, a thriving economy provides opportunities for all by building an education system that meets the needs of the market. It creates economic opportunities for small enterprises as well as large corporations. Therefore, we will develop and diversify our economy to create job opportunities. Our third theme, an ambitious nation, is built on a responsible, transparent, and high-performing government. We will apply efficiency and responsibility at all levels. We will also prepare the right environment for our citizens, businesses, and society to be responsible and take the initiative in facing challenges and seizing opportunities. We are confident about Saudi Arabia's future. With all the blessings Allah has given us, we cannot help but be optimistic about the decades ahead. The future of our country is one of huge promise and great potential. Our precious country deserves the best. Our vision, grounded in our country's strengths, will deliver this stability and create a brighter future for our country and our people.
How the Internet has changed the world.
It all started in 1969 when Klein, one of Professor Kleinrock's students in LA, tried to log in remotely to a machine in Stanford. In 1990, Tim Berners-Lee and Robert Dalio introduced the World Wide Web. About 26 years later, 16 million people were online, and email was taking over. Today, there are more than 4.5 billion users.
Email, instant messaging, and video calls connect people across the globe. Social networks allow people to communicate with a large number of friends, and information is accessible to everyone online. All you need to do is Google a few keywords and you get numerous sites and documents. E-learning has made it possible for people to attend courses online and obtain academic and professional qualifications. How the Internet has changed the world. It all started in 1969.